Oh yeah, baseball. How you kids doing? I'm here, Christian, commissioner, owner of the Luigi Knights, trying to keep my cat off the desk, not very successfully, while I attempt to resolve this issue. How is my lovely CoCom, owner of the Mario Fireballs, Iris, doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Tonight is the first night of Major League Baseball. There's only the one game, Yankees versus the Giants. So I can't root for anyone, but I can root against the Yankees, and that's almost as good. In the meantime, though, we've got Mario Baseball, which is more depressing,
Certainly for
but
some
it's
teams,
exciting for everyone else.
certainly for some teams, it can be a little rough. Standings are all but decided at this point. We've got only 2 more weeks to go, including tonight. The Luigi Knights are the Luigi Knights. They are. I wonder, as somebody mentions, rooting against the Yankees is morally correct. I almost wonder if I haven't become the Yankees. If I turn to that which I sought to destroy. Second place in this league has a negative run differential, which is kind of hilarious. Bowser Jr. rookies are 8 and 6. Plus 33 Mario Fireballs at 7, 6, and 1. Looked like a lock for second seed, but still have a little time to turn things around. The Muscles at 8 and 7, their fate is not in their hands. They have the bye this week. The Bows at 6, 7, and 1, and the Flowers at 5, 7, and 2 are long shots for the playoffs. Top four are the only ones going. But they play tonight, and after that game, only one of them is going to have a chance yet. Bowser Monsters at 6 and 9, DK Wilds at 5 and 9, Peach Monarchs at 4 and 10 are mathematically out of it at this point, but they can still ruin someone else's day.
Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. I am biased towards talking about my team, but I I feel it is a quite notable story. The Mario Fireballs, who started off the season 6-1 and 1, since the half at this point have won one of their past six games. It's it's a collapse so monumental that it almost makes you feel like this game has trends. They just don't have the heart in them anymore.
Have you been skipping church? We've all been skipping church.
For many years.
Well, look, you're going to get back to the mean of what is expected at some point, right? I mean, as somebody mentions in the chat, I mean, look, a DK team is going 5 and 9, a Luigi team is going 13 and 1. Honestly, in a CPU league, any team going 13 and 1 feels kind of insane. Like even a Bowser team, I don't know that they would end up this skewed. We had a lot of close calls that just kind of happened to fall in our favor, I'll admit it, but not unhappily. But season 1 almost over, but that doesn't mean it's over yet. We've got 4 games of baseball for you tonight. The first is the aforementioned Wilds and Fireballs teams, as we've been alluding to. Both teams kind of in a tailspin right now. The Wilds have gone 2 and 4 in the second half to the Fireballs 1 and 5. They are both really looking for some morale boost out of this game, and to it, the Wilds will be bringing third baseman Tiny Kong, first baseman Dixie Kong, Diddy Kong your starting pitcher, Donkey Kong starting shortstop. You'll probably see those two swap on our first mound visit. Catcher Baby DK, second baseman Blue Yoshi, and we are back to babies in the outfield. Baby Mario in left, Baby Luigi in center, Calvin himself in right. It's an outfield they've only ever used once, but if I remember correctly, it worked when they did. It's all a little foggy.
Yeah, that sounds right. I remember Baby Mario and Baby Luigi having some pretty clutch home run robberies. And they're gonna have to rob some home runs as they face in their home park a Mario Fireballs team that is comprised of Red Critter with the star at short, Hammer Bro over at third base, Boomerang Bro at first base, Fire Bro at second, batting fourth, rounding out what should be the best offensive infield in baseball. Red Magic Koopa taking the mound in a critical spot. Myself out in center field, Mario in right field, Red Toad in left field, and Baby Daisy's here too at catcher. It's the same lineup we trot out every week. Sometimes it works, many times it doesn't, apparently.
It works slightly more than half the time, which is currently enough to put you in playoffs.
Yay.
The only way to find out if that goes to an even half is by playing the game. We are at 7:15. Shall I get us going?
Sounds good.
Happy to have all you here. Red Magic Koopa starting here. Usually does. Tends to last a lot longer than his stamina would normally allow. Hot grounder to third.
That wasn't a grounder, that was a line drive.
Oh, it didn't touch? Oh, I guess he did catch it, yeah.
Yeah, well, if it didn't get thrown to first, it has to be
right.
It has to be caught.
I'm not a professional. So Magic Koopa's cap in the stadium fly-in, I have noticed that myself a few times. It is present. It's just folded back in a weird way, but the whole model is there.
Magic Koopa getting behind in the count, not something you see too often in general from pitchers in Mario CPU baseball. You hate to put Diddy Kong on here with Donkey up at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, in this stadium, 2 runs looks very likely, and yeah, that's that for darn sure. It's a good effort from Red Toad. He is fast, but this stadium is so shallow, it's going to be a slam fest. That's the way you win them here.
That's what DK does.
Oh, I did not know this. I am learning from chat that your starting pitcher actually gets a stamina boost. Well, let's hope that helps, because I saw a tear on, or a bead of sweat on Red Magic Koopa there. He might already be wearing down.
Yeah, you kind of have to hope for a lot from Madge, because the backup pitcher Mario really just not nearly anywhere close to the same caliber.
Well, hey, if you can outslug him...
Red Critter is looking to answer. Calvin should get there in time, though.
I was not sure. That was pretty high, but Baby Luigi is light, I guess. You know, Calvin can throw him a little bit higher than he might some other players. Calvin and Baby Luigi really have a wonderful team relationship. Those of you not on the Discord, there was a wonderful tribute AMV posted today. I may upload some of those to the channel here proper when I get a break from the regular schedule. Expect to see some more like published content over the summer. Banana ball.
Bro. Tricked by the banana ball. Charge swings. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Not able to answer back to DK's 2-run homer. And for a little bit here, at least, the DK Wilds have made it past most of the scary part of the Mario Fireballs lineup.
Yeah, I mean, we've certainly seen the back half of the Fireballs lineup produce. But
yeah, and there's still one more bro to go through, but the most that he can get by himself is a solo shot.
Still, it's only a 2-run game, and Shell Item prevents the double play there. Firebro gets struck and not able to throw to first in time, so it's only 1 out. Double plays are still very common in this league, though. An air item gonna prevent one again, though. You'd think Fire Bro would be able to get around fireballs.
Yeah, just goes to show that perhaps you can, in fact, fight fire with fire, as Red Mage already wants out of the game. This is not a good sign.
It's...
Anyway, you already know.
Yeah. The Wilds have a lot of chemistry, and when the items work, they've got more of them to play with than any other team in this league. But hey, Red Magikoopa, plenty capable as a second baseman.
Mm-hmm.
The Fireballs really do have super dives for days with a Critter, 3 Bros, and a Magikoopa.
Good take inside there.
This is going to cut the lead down. Oh, maybe not.
Unless...
Man, that ball had so much trajectory off the bat, but it really kind of slowed down once it got into the outfield.
Yeah, you know, they say that a general range for when you're sort of at your peak defensively is around 24 to 26. Baby Luigi is a bit younger than that, but we can already see a little bit of that sprint speed shining. As Magikoopa is going to be able to reach first base, possibly with the help of a boo item. I don't know that it really came into play there.
Yeah, you're never unhappy to have an item. Although, that green shell doesn't do much of anything. Mario is this team's most reliable double play hitter. Going to actually manage a contact single off the banana ball. Heck, maybe he should be swinging on those more often.
Yeah, for real.
Leaves a pretty reliable red Toad here with 2 on, 2 out.
Why is he charging?
That's an excellent
What are we doing
question.
here, guys?
Alright, well, he heard you.
Yeah.
Bases
Won't
loaded
be
for
able to score
Baby
Red Mage,
Daisy.
but it does... I hate this game.
Baby Daisy has had her moments for this team, and if she brings in one with an RBI single, that's Red Critter up. This ain't that, though. Trickler down the third base side, Donkey Kong is able to get to that. Both teams going to be at the top of their order in the third. That's Tiny Kong for the Wilds, followed by Dixie and Diddy. Yeah, I mean, the Toads really are excellent batters. The Toads, the Dry Bones, are your contact bread and butter hitters.
That was kind of interesting there. I reached for the ball, didn't quite get it, then just let it roll to me. Didn't change anything. I guess it was the bananas. As Red Critter, Gunnar Henderson out there showing why he's going to win MVP for the Orioles this season, turning an easy double play.
Honestly, if we can figure out how to genetically engineer critters, putting one on the Orioles would definitely improve the watch time, those audience numbers. Now, I know Jurassic Park was a bad idea, but what if we just had the dinosaurs play baseball?
I'm always saying this.
Trying for a line drive homer here, Red Critter is. That one's going to pull foul left. Charging on the third pitch, though, and going to get rewarded handsomely for it. That's deep to center. Only going to be a single on a stadium this shallow, but that means a home run from Hammerbro here ties this right up.
Instead, it's a... Was that a... Okay, so I guess that was... Or, yeah, that had to be a grounder.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of impressed that Red Critter tried to run for second on that one. Most of the time,
yeah, I was
they
just
try
kind
to
of
go
surprised
back.
because I thought that was caught, and then... you would just tag the first base, but I guess it hit the ground.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying, Zach. A good attempt from Red Critter. I'm always happy to see aggressive base running in this league. We don't get nearly enough of it.
It's true.
Off speed, a bad pitch to give
And
Fire Bro. He's
Baby
going for it
Luigi,
again. This time it's in the
they're just
blind
gonna watch
spot.
it go?
The sun was in their eyes. They get there in time, but every stadium has that blind spot in right field. And it was very
No,
high.
I think that was just too high.
That is also a fair point.
You would have liked to see them at least go for it, but you know, at a certain point, you gotta pick your spots, right? You're nearing the end of the season. Everyone's battered, right? Everyone's feeling some kind of pain. Do you really want to strain your knees on every single play, especially in such a hitter-friendly park when you know you have to continue robbing those home runs?
Discretion is the better part of valor, so they say. Speaking of home runs, you've actually got one or two in this stadium. Man on
Who
first
doesn't?
with 2 outs.
Baby Daisy is the answer. But
I don't think Red Magi is on the list of Magikoopas who have hit home runs. Our Sluggers expert in chat proposes that perhaps the CPU just couldn't quite get their aim underneath it. Also possible. And speaking
this
of
should score
CPUs
one.
not
I'll
being
hold
able
up
to
at third.
aim. Yeah, good RBI from Mario. Baby Luigi makes a dive at that ball, but since he misses it, that's just enough opportunity for Match to take the extra base. Which means that is all we are seeing of Diddy Kong on the mound. Where is...
Yeah, I would say not as drastic a drop in, sort of pitching differential here for the Wilds as it is for the Fireballs.
Yeah, Donkey Kong.
That's one of the nice things with the Wilds, with DK. They've all got chem, so like you kind of don't have to worry about outfield chem. Although, as I say that, it is the 3 non-Kongs, or 3 of the 4 non-Kongs who are out there in the outfield. But this team has plenty of ways you can configure it.
Absolutely, and I just saw Swap Diddy DK. I don't see anything else, so we're gonna get right back into it.
Yeah, four non-Kongs, my favorite 90s novelty band.
They're the anti-monkeys.
And, this this inning really does have the DK Wilds asking what's going on, as that's going to be another RBI single.
Oh, you're good if you were a little behind, Dewey. We're just happy to have you here. And yes, indeed, Fireballs are not throwing, at least not currently. With 2 on, 2 out, Baby Daisy's getting a chance to redeem herself here. And that is going to be an RBI single. Wasn't sure if Mario was going to go all the way to home on that, but you better believe it.
Yeah, a little bit close there. Really, really nice throw. Really nice buddy throw there. Baby Luigi gets it out of the glove so quickly.
Red
I don't know if there's a term for that, where you use your glove hand to toss it to someone else. I'm sure there is a term for it. I should know it.
If you don't know it, I don't know how I could. And oh man, I was just about to say, Red Critter has an opportunity to do a lot of damage here, and he doesn't hesitate. That was mashed.
And for a little bit there, this team really has been looking like the 2024 Orioles in so many ways. But right now, the vibes are feeling like they were for the 2025 Orioles right after Beavers and Basayo got called up. Except this is also a team whose playoff chances are still very much alive, unlike the 2025 Orioles.
Well, we're hoping 2026 is their year.
I believe.
The 2-out rally continues here with a single from Boomerang Bro, puts runners on the corners. That's Fire Bro up, and yeah, DK's stamina probably is ticking down, though he doesn't show any sign of it yet. He might after this. Fire Bro has hit so many out this direction. Another 3-run shot, and the fireballs are just piling it on.
You know, this is a team that has had a lot of people asking a lot of questions, and they seem intent to put them all to bed right now.
They were just hibernating. Storing up energy for the big games here. Calvin, owner of the Wilds, is here, so we'll let him take his time to figure this one out. The first switch is always the easiest.
I didn't know Ron Washington's the infield coach for the Giants now.
You're not cheating on me with real baseball, are you?
Of course I am. It hasn't started yet. They're still doing like the pre-opening day stuff because they've turned the first game of the season into some stupid advertisement as they're trying to make baseball less local. Ugh.
I see Tiny to pitch, Diddy Kong on third. We'll see if there's anything else. I imagine probably not.
Ron Washington pretty famously shows up in Moneyball, which, I watched last night as my Baseball Eve movie. And some stuff in that movie is really funny, like the part where they act like the concept of taking a good hitting catcher who can't catch anymore and converting him to first base is some crazy notion and not just like an extremely common thing that happens everywhere.
I'll have to watch that with you sometime. I'm kind of familiar with it as someone who enjoys baseball, but I've never actually watched it. And I have been watching the chat. Not seeing anything else from Calvin, I'm going to get us back into this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great movie. Obviously, people love to talk about the fact that the Athletics had one of the best rotations in baseball, and they don't get mentioned. They had, both the MVP and the Cy Young, and the Cy Young never gets mentioned in the whole movie. The MVP, Miguel Tejada, his name shows up once, and no attention is drawn to it. It's a work of fiction, but, it's a biopic, it's supposed to be entertaining first and foremost.
Makes sense. Donkey Kong.
It's also funny with our modern understanding of the game, hearing Brad Pitt come in and be like, no, I don't care about all that other, dumb eye test stuff. I want analytics. I don't care about stuff like bat speed.
A single all Donkey Kong was able to manage at that last at-bat. Baby DK hits one into the infield. Does not make it a double play, but... I mean, are you really relying on Blue Yoshi to bring him in at this point? Swing and a miss on the fireball. Mario's got 2 more if he wants them. Of course he doesn't. He never does. Of course,
Blue Yoshi did his part.
Yeah, I'm giving him a little bit of crap, but he does get on with a single here. That's runners on the corners, 1 out for Baby Mario.
And Baby Mario, if he just doesn't hit into a double play, that brings up fan favorite Baby Luigi, and an error item is gonna do everything.
That was something else. Game didn't even want to give us a replay, so Red Critter might have overthrown that anyway. Red Magic Koopa was taking his time getting to the bag, but the POW ball just guarantees it. Unfortunately, a lot of errors going on right now. Blue Yoshi tries for home, changes his mind too late. Caught out at third. The Wilds have had some sloppy base running in the past. This is not new for them, unfortunately. And Calvin is going to...
So out of that rally, 1 run, you're one step closer, but after an 11 spot in the third inning, you really hoped to answer back with more than that.
Yeah, with 11 in a single inning, or in a single half inning, I guess, the Fireballs are tied now for most runs scored in a single half inning. The Monsters, the only other team to put up 11. There's double play hitter Mario doing his part. And that's true. I mean, you know, the inning itself is, of course, huge, the biggest, most noticeable part, but Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong both got knocked out during that time. You do like forcing teams to get to their third pitcher and beyond, because not a lot of them in this league have plans past that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Baby Daisy doing Baby Daisy things.
I have actually thought long and hard about who the Knights' third pitcher would be. We've never gone to that. Originally it was intended to be Autumn, but since the Miis have changed color, that doesn't work quite as well anymore. I suppose it still could.
Mm-hmm.
You just swap Blue
It
Shy
would
Guy
be a
and Blue
little
Toad to the
funny.
outfield.
It would be a little funny if you had to start a different pitcher every game in a playoff series.
I don't think we'll be doing that, but I do still plan to keep the start 2, rest 1 rule, and it is going to be best of 3 and then best of 5, so we probably will see some differences.
Great hit there from Diddy Kong to load the bases. We've got obscene amounts of chemistry for Donkey Kong at the plate. This is
The Wilds
this
are...
is a spot where
Oh, man! Yikes. Yeah, that wasn't even close. That is a massive grand slam for Donkey Kong. Bases loaded on no outs, launches that to the moon.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to answer back, this is really what you were looking for.
That brings the Wilds all the way to 1 whole grand slam behind. But we do know they can hit them, so don't count them out quite yet.
Yeah, I am not putting this game. I'm not writing this game off for sure as beautiful. You know, Red Critter. We talk about Gold Glove there. You know, for a second that looks like a superfluous dive, but he manages to avoid the green shell in the process. Still has time to throw the ball over to first. That is game sense. That is something that cannot be taught.
And he's got chance to show what he can do on the offensive side as well now. First up to bat against Tiny Kong here. Has already hit 1 3-run shot today. This is going to pull foul left. But Lord knows he wants another one over that wall.
Yeah, he loves hitting these oppo shots.
This is it.
Baby Luigi's going to get there, just not quite in time.
I also saw briefly in there, I'm sorry, my chat is busted today, but I saw a new chatter somewhere in there, so hello to you.
Yeah, that's Caro.
Oh, Caro, yes, you made it, good. Alright, this home
one
run
should be caught.
Yeah, this shot from Hammer Bro a little more feasible for the babies out in the outfield. Critter is going yard. Not red, but Blue Critter also had a tribute AMV in the Discord. I'm telling you, the media in there has been stellar. Y'all gotta join. Link in the description.
Yeah, I mean that's big crit.
Boomerang Bro not going to pull it off though. Deep fly out to center left. Still, in the bottom of the 5th, up by 5, the Fireballs don't need to do too much in the way of run production. Firebro's gonna put him 1 more ahead, though. That one looked like it might be gettable, but Baby Luigi just doesn't get there quite fast enough or can't go quite high enough. One of the two.
Yeah, you know, hustling on all of these plays, right? Each home run robbery, you're happy about it, but at the same time, it takes so much out of you.
Oh yeah.
So much out of your center fielder who has to be covering, you know, these players. They're hitting to all parts of the field.
Pow ball item gets used wisely in the outfield. That's a rarity. Red Match stepped off third for a half a second there and thought about going home, but changed his mind. This is a run fest, also. A lot of Mario Stadium games are run fests. Speaking of Mario, that is not a home run, but it's a long single off the back wall. Iris is safe at third, just barely.
Yep, scores one as well.
Red Toad could very well bring them up to 15 here. That'll do it. Tiny Kong is not sure how much longer she wants to be pitching.
Yeah, if you're at the end of your rope, though, there's nobody you'd
Baby
rather
Daisy
see
home
up at
run?
the plate than Baby Daisy, who wants to go yard. Unfortunately, it will... What?
So, it looks like that ball was gearing up to bounce off the back wall, but Baby Mario instead alley-ooped it to Baby Luigi, keeping it alive for a grab. And so that grand slam from the Wilds is immediately answered with 4 more from the Fireballs. We're right back to where we were. He kicked the ball from above him. All right, but...
Yeah, I have to imagine he, like, got a glove on it, but it didn't quite hit the web or something. I'm not... It feels like balls shouldn't be that, you know, shouldn't have, like, that elastic of a collision, but...
Are you telling me that this is not a realistic baseball sim?
Well, perish the thought.
Double from Tiny Kong here. Just the thought of Baby Mario kicking a ball above him. I want some art of him doing like a sick bicycle kick now.
That actually happened in a spring training game last year. It was either spring training or college, but in a terrible way where like the second baseman was like diving for a ball, but accidentally scorpion kicked it all the way into space.
Oh lord.
And I think it ended up being like a Little League home run.
Speaking of home runs, Wild's not going to have any this inning as Red Critter shuts things down just before Donkey Kong can get back up to bat. Tired Tiny Kong pitching to a devastating Red Critter. Very patient on that first pitch. He's waiting.
Yeah, really likes to pick his spots, and you want to say he's figured something out today. I don't know if he's been messing around with his swing mechanics, if he's just been in the analytics lab looking for, you know, which pitches should you sit on, really studying every player here. But Red Critter has looked white hot tonight.
Hammer Bro, take notes. Jams that one inside for a quick double play. Base pad's now cleared for Boomerang Bro. Boomerang Bro has struggled a little more than the other two today. Still been good. But a line out to second is not going to change that. Alright. The Wilds need 8 to keep this game going. Donkey Kong up first is not ideal for that happening.
Yeah, I mean, to score 8, basically everyone in your lineup has to hit, so it almost doesn't really matter the order of it.
I suppose not, but you'd like to see it sooner rather than later. Baby DK going to get on first here, puts runners on first and second with no outs for Blue Yoshi pretty quickly here. Mario is tired, which may be making this a little easier. but Red Critter's not making anything easy. It's all in the hands of Baby Mario.
Who will do his job and barely makes it to first on what should have been an easy single. That is one of those spots where you do feel the pain of Firebro being out in right field rather than Mario, although if you're a Fireballs fan, you're not too worried right now.
No.
You do have to go to your third pitcher.
Right. Should I also do the thing I usually do?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Mario is back in right field now, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. Magic Koopa stays on second, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Firebro on first, Boomerang on the mound. Baby Daisy has a higher pitching stat, but she had her chance, and she didn't impress.
I think she has an ERA of like 40 or something.
And Baby Luigi's batting average, who knows what that is, but it's going to go down just a little bit after that. Ends this one. Huge Fireballs win after a 4-game skid. No, 5-game skid, I guess.
No, 4-game skid. I lost to you, and then I beat the Bows.
Oh, okay.
And then I lost the next 4.
Well, we are... If you have the Fireballs, you're back on top. And in fact, you could be back on top, as the second seed is theirs, depending on what happens next. Because, folks, Game 2 is the one I'm ready for. It's the Bowser Jr. rookies going to Luigi's Mansion. Bit of a grudge match for us here. Who am I up against, Iris?
You are up against a Bowser Jr. rookies team that looks great, top to almost bottom, as we've got Bowser Jr., center fielder, captain, leading off, Red Koopa receiving the star over in right field, August in left, K. Rool taking the mound, Critter, where all the critters go, over at short, Goomba catching, Dark Bones over at first base, Magic Koopa in second, excuse me, and Baby Peach rounding out the lineup over at third. This is a really solid lineup. Their second seed for a reason. Had a bit of a rough start to the season. You know, we were saying, hey, this is a team that's absolutely capable. They can get it done. And the second half of the season, they really have been getting it done. And one of the teams that they've gotten it done against, the only team to take a win off of the Luigi Knights.
Yeah, don't remind me. We'll be bringing who we're always bringing. Blue Toad catching, Brown Critter starred, and at second, shortstop is where all the critters go, unless you've also got Petey. Green Toad in left, Autumn in center, Green Shy Guy in right, Petey, the big man himself, at short. Luigi, your starting pitcher. Blue Shy Guy in third. I will be on first base, and yeah, you've said it all. This is kind of a big game for both of us. The rookies need this win to stay at the second seed. The Knights just need it for my ego. I look at one loss on the season, and I just want to rub that blemish out. Fortunately for me, I think the rookies are a better team offensively than they are defensively, and this stadium not going to help them quite as much as the Playroom.
Yeah, absolutely. Very fitting. Luigi's Mansion is where good hitters go to die.
Yeah, and I took one glance at chat and I see Autumn being Autumn, so I'm gonna go back to looking at baseball and not acknowledging what was said. Let's get going at the mansion, eh?
Yeah, you have her on your team because she's a loose cannon who doesn't play by the rules.
Left with more questions than answers by the rookies lineup, says Arula. You know what? I love that. I love that for you. We are a non-traditional baseball league. We have bananas and ghosts, but neither gets in the way of Green Toad grabbing that first one. I said rub them out. It's different.
Yeah, as long as you receive consent, you can rub as many of them out as you want.
Oh boy, I hope August's fiance isn't watching. Speaking of, he's batting a little earlier in the lineup than he was last time these teams faced off. I'm okay with that, though. A quick line-out double play. Brown Critter, you just can't stop him. I really do think, we've talked about Red Critter for the Golden Glove. I think Brown really could give him a run for his money. Green tries there with a super dive, but it's just out of range. Blue Toad on with a single.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, are the accusations. Brown Critter is a little bit of a pit park merchant, but
Whoa, this is a deep ball from Brown Critter. Bowser Jr. struggling to get there. Fair off the back wall for a very deep single. But that's all it is.
yeah, funny situation there where Brown Critter almost certainly would have had a double, but Blue Toad wanted to hold up, wasn't sure if that ball would be caught.
Green gonna load the bases now. Bases loaded, no outs for center fielder Autumn. I'd love to see a star hit here. Instead, it's rough contact. Only one out on that, though.
Still scores one.
Yeah, thanks to the boo ball and Magic Koopa's kind of slow dive. It's runners on second and third now with one out for Green Shy Guy. Petey waiting in the wings. Knights already doing better than they did last time these teams faced off. Our bats just couldn't come alive.
Mm-hmm. You know, Brown Critter decided to hold up.
I didn't know what to say either.
Which means that Green Toad had to take the long walk back to second.
I don't really know what that means either, to tell you the truth. I was stunned. Still, Petey very likely to drive a few in, although 2 outside strikes from K-Rool. He's probably going to go contact or star swing on 3. That's just foul up the third base side. Come on, Petey. I don't care if you're spending them.
I totally understand why it is, but I've always thought it was interesting. Okay, I really feel like Brown Critter could have made it.
Brown Critter is super hesitant on the base paths today, and I'm impressed that August managed to grab that. I really am. But man, if we only turn 1 out of this thanks to some wildly, offensively conservative base running, I'm gonna have some things to say.
Did Brown Critter step off the base too soon? Did he not tag up?
I don't know. All I know is that I have notes. I have constructive criticism.
Anyway, I've always thought it was interesting that a sac fly does not count against your batting average, but if you hit a grounder that scores a run, then that does count against your batting average. Like, it makes sense why, I get it. It's just kind of interesting how in the scoring of baseball, there are actually a decent number of aspects that require the judgment of the scorekeeper in how to score it.
I see Baby Peach on the mound, K-Rool catching Goomba on third. Let me just make sure that that is it. Look, I love this team. I really do. They're beautiful. They're winning. But we definitely could have had at least one more run this inning where we are now. And against the rookies, I don't want to risk anything. Luigi here. Luigi's a fairly good hitter. Not my best, not my worst. This is... Thankfully, August looked like he might have gotten there, but a ghost helps the home team out. 2 RBI double for Luigi. You can see it looked like I wasn't sure if it was going to get down to just in front of him if he was going to get there, but home field is going to make sure it is neither. Baby Peach already done. I expect more from her than this. Always happy to see charge from Blue Shy Guy. Contact hits from him don't tend to go very well. Now, when your air item hits the base runner and misses the shortstop, nothing's gonna go well, but I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of scoring efforts, it's K. Rool. One of the most frightening batters in this league. Going to go for a contact single, though. Air item and Ghost not enough to convince him to go to second. He is quite slow. Bit of a liability on the base paths, if anything.
It was kind of interesting there that we had the fade out while the ball wasn't even in anyone's glove.
Yeah, I wonder sometimes. But even as I complain about K. Rool being slow, he gets back to first in time. That was a huge super dive from Petey. Speaking of, this time he can't get back to the bag. God, I feel a little dirty just having a player on my team that can do that.
That PD Piranha, he's pretty good.
First pick for a reason. I am not all that great, to tell you the truth. I've struggled lately, but I'm happy to have a single to push my batting average back in the right direction. Rookie's on to another pitcher. The rookies really do struggle a little bit in the pitching depth department. They have a lot of pitchers to pick from, but stamina not their strong suit. K. Rool, Baby Peach, and Magic Koopa all don't last especially long on the mound. Bowser Jr. can hold up a little longer, but he has not been amazing in his previous times pitching. Goomba has also pitched for this team before, and again, he can stick it out a little longer than some of the better pitchers, but his track record's not amazing. All right, Rookie's going to go to their third good pitcher here. A very weak pop fly from Blue Toad here. Uncharacteristic. But you've still got a man on first and only one out for Brown Critter. This is always risky. This one is launched. Oh my god, is this our first? I don't know if we've ever seen a ball go that far on this stadium. Holy crap!
I think this is the first.
I don't think we've seen a ball go over that fence all season, and that one did it by a mile.
Sheesh. You know, he was frustrated the first time, only hitting the fence. Said, I'm coming back with a vengeance. I'm not just coming for half. I want the whole thing.
I mean, more runs have already been scored by the Knights than were scored by both teams combined in the Knights rookies' first match. That number not going to get any bigger, though. Autumn going to get a quick line drive to Critter at short. Dark Bones, Magic Koopa, and Baby Peach up now. Top of the third here. Very early charge from Dark Bones. Usually that means a take. Thinking he can also do an opposite field homer. That one's a little low and a little wide. This one looks better. Looks like it's going to pull just foul again. Not giving up, though. Still showing charge. Slow roller up the middle. Can't quite be grabbed by either of our infielders. Autumn's under this one, no doubt.
Yeah, just a little too high there. You're kind of looking at a sweet spot for Madge where you really want it to sail over the shortstop's head and land in shallow center.
Yeah, the Magic Koopas can make some pretty good blooper hits once in a while. A little more often for red and yellow than for green and blue. Runners on first and second with one out for Bowser Jr. I'm not going to tell him how to play, but a star swing here would probably be smart.
Yeah, it feels like a Star Swing could potentially score at least Dark Bones. Instead, it's going to be a long fly out.
Darkbones actually does
Baby
tag
Peach is
up to
way
third,
back.
though.
Dark Bones tags up. You don't see it often.
No, second base to third base tag up is something that I think fewer than 5 players have done all season in this league. Not going to make a difference, though, as Petey grabs that line out from Red Koopa.
And that's the advantage of having a shortstop who is.
Are you looking up Petey's canonical height?
12'9".
I think it's been edited a little bit for the purposes of this league. Green Shy Guy tries to sneak that one past Baby Peach at second, but she still gets there in time. Tired Magic Koopa to Petey. This could be a risk. I mean, Petey, we've said it before, Petey Piranha is just him.
Yeah, apparently Petey Piranha is taller than Piranha Plant with the pipe.
He's also hitting a double and forcing the rookies to their 4th pitcher. One of our chatters mentioned that he sees 5 potential pitching choices on the rookies, and they're most of the way through those by now. It may not surprise you to learn that August is not thrilled.
Yeah, it's... The Luigi Knights are doing what they've done in every game except their first one against the rookies.
It's that ironclad defense, I'm telling you. We held them to 3 last time, it's just our bats couldn't come alive. Number 4 is Goomba for the rookies. Magic Koopa goes back to second, and Baby Peach is on third. Autumn happy to see Goomba. An extremely rare star hit from Luigi. It's just a single, but it's a much more reliable single than his usual contact hits. I'm not mad. Now you're hoping no double play from Blue Shy Guy here. Charge hits from him don't tend to be. This could be a sack run. Petey is waiting on third diligently. Attaboy.
Luigi was waiting right by second diligently, really, really using the power of positive thinking there, I suppose.
I guess. The Boo item doesn't really tend to do much in that position, and I am going to go 2 for 2 today. It's been a while since I've been this good on the bat. Good day for me to do it here. Runners on first and second with Blue Toad up. Pretty reliable. Don't love to see charge. Something like 6 times out of 10 this is going to work. Unfortunately, if it works 6 times out of 10, that means it does not the other 4. Would have liked a contact hit to bring up Brown Critter, but when you're ahead by 6, it's hard to complain too much.
Now, a little bit of a disturbing trend here for the Luigi Knights. They have scored 3-2 and then 1. 2 innings from now, if the pattern continues, they will be going into the negatives, which is, perhaps a little bit concerning.
Look, I don't have that much control over how these guys play, but I've made them swear not to commit any infractions that would result in the rookies being awarded runs. I can at least hold them to that. Unfortunately, it seems like that might be the only way the rookies get any runs, as a single from K-Rool is not at all advanced by a deep line out from Critter. It's 2 outs, a man on first for Goomba. Luigi, ever comfortable. I might be saying it a little early, but he looks like he's ready for another complete game. This one just knocks fair from Goomba, though, and will get K-Rool all the way to third. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Dark Bones, a tough hitter to be up against in this situation. Not for Green Shy Guy, though.
Yeah, Darkbone's really struggling at the plate today.
I mean, he was so close to that home run earlier. He put everything he had behind that, and it just didn't pay off. Brown Critter looks like he wants another one today. They're under it, though. Credit for trying.
Yeah, for real. I mean, when you do something that nobody's done before, you're feeling yourself. You let the guy try again.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm not worried if the Knights are trying to style on him a little bit right now. August does get to that one. Pow ball comes out too slow. 2 quick outs and nobody on for Autumn. Looks like that pattern you were discussing might continue. Not quite yet, though, as Shell Item actually does hit the second baseman. A base hit from Green Shy Guy brings up Petey, which could result in some scoring here for the Knights. That one is past Magikoopa. And a Ghost in the outfield going to do a little bit more, even. Abuse of the close play animation always favoring the runner means Autumn is going to body K-Rool, of all players. And that is a massive RBI triple for Green Shy Guy.
Yeah, breaking the trend as well. Really good news for anyone who is worried that the Luigi Knights might have committed so many infractions that by the bottom of the 7th they would have 0 runs.
We're going for a reverse Fibonacci here, I guess. Although Petey is going to end that, too, by putting yet another on. 0-8 now for the Luigi Knights. Autumn is an overpowered anime protagonist, which is why I drafted her.
Makes sense.
Second round pick. I mean, not just anybody can be one of those.
I would make some joke in real baseball about how, yeah, actually anyone can just be one of those because blank was a second round pick. But the median WAR of second round picks is 0, actually, because most of them never make it to the bigs. So you could take any number of names. Baseball is an incredibly random and volatile sport. Its development's hard.
This baseball is also pretty random and volatile. But it likes me, so I'm not complaining. Baby Peach not going to get on base here. Again, those dives from Petey are just something else. And hey, even I've got something in me. Gonna grab a hot one from Bowser Jr. over at first. Hey, if we extrapolate the way the rookies have been going, I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah, this has been a statement performance thus far.
We finally get a contact hit from Blue Shy Guy. I've been saying all game that those don't work. This one gets closer than they usually do. I'm 2 for 2 so far, though. Not when Green Critter's in charge. 2 for 3. 2 quick outs, nobody on for Blue Toad. And if he keeps showing charge, he's gonna make it 3. Thank you. Autumn says, "Do whatever you do. I'm proud of you." We're two very different people on this team. Is this a third attempt? All right. Well, you can't hit him to center. Center's just too deep.
Yeah.
An admirable effort from
They've
Brown
gone
Critter
foul
today.
every single time, but there's a reason everyone goes right along that third base line.
Yeah, K-Rool likes to go up the first base side on his big hits. We may still see one tonight. I'm not ruling it out here. He is at least going to be up this inning. But Red Koopa and August are not going to give him anyone on base. Worst he can do is just, you know, step on my ego a little bit by ruining my shutout. And he is trying to do that. It's long, it's off the back wall, and with the POW item, I kind of can't believe it actually came out in time. It's going to be a triple for K-Rool.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I know. A lot has to happen for that. Fortunately, yet again, this absolute monster of an infield closes things down. Rookies have left men stranded on third a lot so far this game. Bottom of the sixth here, and a weak slap hit from Green Toad. Actually works with the item. That's kind of almost a bunt. I prefer seeing charge from the Mies. This one's deep. Once again, you're banking on the error item doing something. It does not. At least not while the play is still active.
It did something to the the center fielder. Unfortunately, Bowser Jr. was not the one fielding that ball.
No. He may be the one looking to field this ball. A tired Goomba gonna pitch to Petey with 2 on and 1 out. This is deep. They're under it, though. And it is not too high or too fast to be grabbed. Runners have to get back. Just tag up once, kids. Just tag up once.
Yeah, that one's either getting caught or it's a home run. Either way, you're not punished for tagging up.
If only the CPU had any amount of rational thought. This one from Luigi just gets over regular old Critter. The outfielders don't start coming in for it when they see the shortstop going out, and it lands just in that sweet spot between them. RBI opportunity.
I wonder...
Go ahead.
I was saying, I wonder how painful these games are to watch on minimum difficulty.
Oh my god. I'm sure it is quite literally a comedy of errors. Blue Shy Guy not able to put any more on, unfortunately. I was really hoping for a star hit. You'd think as a technique character you'd see a little more of that. Shy Guys do star hit occasionally, although they star pitch a lot more. That's not unique to them, though. I feel like of the characters in this game that I know are technique characters, a lot of them will use stars on the pitcher's mound more readily than they will at the batter's box. Darkbones has, as we said, kind of struggled today. Contact single into center is at least something. 2 on, no outs for regular old Blue Magic Koopa here. And that'll load the bases. Goomba does not think about home. Alright, the best chance the rookies have had to score so far this game is in the hands of Baby Peach. That is 1, 2, 3 from Brown Critter. Game-ending triple play from Baby Peach. Just twisting the knife.
Really not how you want to see that end.
Well, I
mean, if you're Christian, it's how you want to see it end. And if you're Iris, it's how you want to see it end.
I promised you I would take them down a peg. You just had to win yours. And so the coveted second seed belongs to the Fireballs yet again. But we've got one more week for these guys to figure it all out. Vengeance is, in fact, sweet. Still, August is, I'm happy to play August. The rookies are still a good team. I'm not going to pretend they're not. And it seems like they're still very likely to be in the playoffs.
Hmm. Also, if I am not mistaken, that does make the Mario Fireballs now the second lock for the playoffs.
Does it? How would it? Hold
I
on.
believe so. I don't think that there are three other teams that can get to 8 wins.
Well, the rookies. Oh, for the play. Yes, sorry. I thought you were talking about second seed. No, they're a lock for the playoffs at this point, but not for
Yeah,
second seed.
correct.
So, with all of that said, we are going to be back in relatively short order for you. It's 8:15. We want to target 8:25. Give me 10 minutes here.
Works for me.
Alrighty. We will see you all before too long for yet more baseball. All right, still 8:25. We're not late. We are back and ready to talk about a very important game 3 of baseball tonight. The Daisy Flowers going to Yoshi Park to play the Bows. The Bows technically still have a shot at playoffs here. They can be angling for that 4 seed. I don't know if the Flowers can still get there at this point.
I'm pretty sure they cannot.
So the Bows need this to have any chance of an upset. We'll see how it goes. First, they've got to get through the Daisy Flowers, who are fielding the same lineup they have fielded many a time before. Catcher Monty Mole. Your starting pitcher is going to be Daisy. Blooper needs to take a rest. Left fielder Yellow Toad, center fielder Rhiannon. A starred Blue Critter on third, Big Crit himself. Right fielder Yellow Yoshi, shortstop Yellow Madge, second baseman Green Paratroopa, first baseman Blooper. Not much to say about the Flowers that hasn't already been said. 5 wins, 7 losses, 2 ties. They are a team that really can fall either way on any given week, and they've been showing it to us all season. Doesn't leave the Bows with a lot of information to go on, though. This really could be anyone's game.
Yeah, I think the Bows have shown us their ability to find an edge in some pretty key spots though, and today trying to make the most use of that edge of the research that they do so diligently. We have leading off Wiggler, the pitcher, one of if not the best pitcher in CPU League. Red Pianta over at third base, Birdo at short, Red Noki receiving the star out in right field, Zach in center, Red Shy Guy in left field, Green Noki catching, Yoshi over at second base, and the Yoshi of many names over at first base. Teo Yoshi, Aquamarine Yoshi, Cerulean Yoshi, Turquoise Yoshi, Light Blue Yoshi, whatever you want to call him, he's still not great.
He's still
He's
not great, but he has his moments. Every Bow does, and this would be a great game for them to have those moments. I am
absolutely.
I am excited, and so is our current 4 seed Nate, owner of the Muscles. Like I said, his fate is kind of out of his hands this week, so he will be waiting on the sidelines, hoping for a Flowers win.
Yeah, I mean, by virtue of being the fourth seed, he controls his own destiny.
Yes, but not this week because he has the bye.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Let's get going to Yoshi Park. Wiggler taking a nice stretch. That very misleading low pitching stat pops up. Monty Mole goes for a quick line out to right. Very often I feel, I've said it before, that Monty or Daisy gets on base. Doesn't tend to be both.
Yeah, kind of some law of averages stuff there.
Yeah, and the law of averages dictate that everyone, even a Toad, must hit into a double play once in a while. So the top of the first ends very quickly. Daisy's got Wiggler and Red Pianta to contend with right out the gate, both pretty tough hitters, but the Bow's toughest hitters, so if she can get past them at the very least, it's all a little easier from there. I'm kind of impressed to see charge from a Pianta here. This could pay off pretty big.
Yeah, Akaoni wants it all. Unfortunately, hits to that train tunnel overhang. It's still going to be a single.
Now, although those are the Bow's most reliable hitters, Birdo has the most home runs on the season, which is why I think this star pitch is very smart. Falling for it, not so much.
Mm-hmm. And that does activate the infield fly rule there. Something that I think it's kind of funny that they have a dedicated text for.
I mean, Daisy's star pitch induces so many of them, they kind of had to.
Yeah, the infield fly rule isn't just when there's an infield fly. It's when there's an infield fly on it's when there's an infield fly while there are runners on first and second base. The ball is called out while it is still in the air. Whether it is caught or not, it will still be an out, and so runners are able to stay back on the bases. Otherwise, it would be a 50-50 schmix-up as to whether the fielder will choose to catch the ball or not.
Speaking of runners staying on the bases, Red Noki manages to get back to first on that hot one to first from Cowboy Zach, owner of the Bows. Brings up Red Shy Guy here, and the train might just be helping them. Wouldn't you know it?
Oh my goodness.
Just barely grand slam from Red Shy Guy. Not the cheekiest home run I've ever seen in this park, but pretty close. Train gets in the way, and it just kind of bounces over the wall. Man, he's lucky he placed that in one of the little divots out in the outfield. Otherwise, it might have just bounced off and been a long double. Daisy's already tired from all that. Green Noki's not exactly threatening, and will end this, but you're already a grand slam behind, and we're only through the first. The Flowers are quickly on the back foot here, batting Rhiannon, Blue Critter, and Yellow Yoshi. And you know, we've talked about, I always, as the owner of the Knights, have to talk about my star infield, but the Bows infield is also very good. They have two super divers in Birdo and Captain Yoshi.
Absolutely. And like every team in the league at this point, they have that outfield chemistry in order to allow them to rob home runs like so.
Yeah, Blue Critter thought maybe if they could do it, he could do it, but the train was a little slow that time around. There's that super dive coming into play. Even a very fast Yellow Yoshi can't get to first in time. If we find that CPUs know how to dash Gecko code, perhaps singles like those will actually be attainable.
Yeah, sure would be nice to be able to find that.
Slugger's modding is not slowing down, thanks to the efforts of some more popular channels. They can have it, we're still the best one. I don't think we're better than the SSSL was, but they're not streaming anymore, so I think we're the best of everybody left. And that is not an infield fly rule, but it is an infield fly caught by second baseman Green Paratroopa. Top of the third here, Yellow Magic-Koopa starting off for the Flowers, still down 4. But yeah, Slugger's modding, still very active. Yellow Magic-Koopa goes out looking. That's brutal.
Yeah, it's certainly been really cool to see the modding community kind of pop off with some stuff even in the time since we started this league.
I cannot wait for that stat keeper to come out. 2 strikeouts looking in a row?
Sheesh.
This is looking like real baseball.
That's the Wiggler effect.
This is looking like real baseball with all these Ks. Alright, Wiggler. I see you. I'm also going to see a new pitcher for the Flowers. I have not seen Rhiannon in chat yet.
Oh, there she is.
Wouldn't you know it?
Speaking of real ball, Luis Arias draws a walk for the first base runner of the game.
Oh. You know, I admit, while the Yoshi Park theme is still not my favorite in this game, it has grown on me over the course of this league.
That's good. I generally keep the volume so low I can't really hear it. I feel like the music's a lot quieter than the sound effects.
It is. Okay, we have some interesting decisions being made here.
Web better than Freed. I mean, yeah, I completely agree with that.
So, Rhiannon is going to have Magic Hoopa pitch. Daisy is going to play short. We're also going to see Blue Critter take the infield.
Nice to see that from Blue Critter, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the season, I feel like I can just come out and honestly say, this is probably the position he should have been playing all season. Better late than never, certainly, and he doesn't get to show it off yet as Red Pianta hits a single.
Yeah, we're not Midwestern here this time.
I know. Interesting positive is a rarity. It's a term normally reserved for the Wilds, but hey, I'm happy to see a critter hit the infield. I really am. Man, Birdo got that one off the bat fast, but it just didn't have much behind it. Now, Red Noki actually does have a home run on the season, but the only way she got it is via train, which has just passed by. This is a single to keep things moving, though. Brings up Cowboy Zach, owner of the Bows.
Cowboy Zach. Long line drive, unfortunately a little bit too long.
2 outs, 2 on for Grand Slam hitter Shy Guy. This is not one of those. Cross the infield from third to first. No problem. Once again, Bows go scoreless. Crazy to think we're in the top of the fourth and a single at-bat responsible for... I mean, yes, runners had to get on first, but a single at-bat responsible for all the runs scored.
One swing of the bat on any given Wednesday night.
That swing of the bat has not come on the Flowers side yet, as we are 2 outs already. Rhiannon, followed by Blue Critter, certainly has the potential to put 2 on. The single's the easy part, though. Blue Critter has an RBI. It's kind of an RBI opportunity. It's not a man in scoring position, but instead he's going to opt for contact, and that puts...
Yeah, I mean, you know, in real baseball, you might be able to hit a run-scoring double in that situation. in Mario, unfortunately, the arms are just too fast. The ball travels too slow for that really to be a possibility.
If anybody could, it'd be Blue Critter, though. You hate to see Yellow Yoshi come up because you just might get a line out to short. Bottom of the fourth here, Yellow Magic Koopa still pitching, Green Noki batting, 2 Yoshis behind her. This is the one you want to be the 1, 2, 3 if you're the Flowers. These are the 3 that you think you can get past. And you'd like to get past him quickly, as Yellow Magic Koopa is starting to complain. If he's anything like our other Magic Koopas, that doesn't mean he's out of this.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen fewer long complaining starts from Yellow Mage than some of the other Mages.
Well, Yellow Magic Koopa really doesn't pitch much for this team. I had a directive to try and keep him at shortstop for most of the middle of the season. But he was a good pitcher at the beginning of the season, and has been again coming back towards the end here. Really, all of the Magic Koopas are capable of being solid pitchers. I think Green has probably struggled the most for the monsters, but he hasn't had a lot of opportunities either. It may be that he just got his chance on an off day and then got beat out by Boo and King Koopa himself.
Some very nice infield defense. You know, if you're the Birdo Bows, you would love for this to just be a pitcher's duel for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, hey, as the owner of the Luigi Knights, I can absolutely respect the get an early lead and then just hold things down strategy. And things are looking pretty held down, as even a very reliable Wiggler fails to get on base here.
Yeah. We'll see if Akaoni wants to show charge again. Just going for contact, sails that right over Daisy's head. I feel like she could have jumped for that one, but...
I mean, charge hit to right and contact hit single to left. Both of them just put him on first base. Birdo has a few home runs on the year, but we haven't seen any from her in a little while. This, not gonna be another.
And that's one of those catches that would have been insane to make in real life, right? Catching while running in the same direction as the ball.
There's something special about the sport of Mario Baseball. I don't think it's Red Noki, though. I think my misguided attempt to balance out weaker players by offering the star only to those drafted late has hurt the Bows more than it has hurt some other teams.
Yeah, not a ton of great choices there. You know, you would love to be able to give the star to Red Pianta.
Yeah, unfortunately, they could technically give it to Blue Pianta, but he was traded away to the Monarchs. Kind of wonder if you wouldn't have preferred to pick Red for that situation, but I don't know that we'll be bringing back that starring mechanic in Season 2. We may just opt for some other means of balance. We'll kind of see what happens. Yellow Toad finally going to put something on the board for the Flowers here as the train helps out. Just a solo shot.
Yeah, and you know, you can't feel too comfortable with just the 3-run lead. This Rhiannon Flowers team, kind of notorious for their late game comebacks.
And notorious for their small ball playing. We'll see if Rhiannon can start a 2-out rally. Yeah, well, you know, anybody can do anything, but I think a lot of their wins have come off of just moving the lineup, and unfortunately, they're only going to have one more chance to do that. We see a super dive from Daisy. She does have one. We don't really see her use it very often since she frequently is playing first for this team, but she's occasionally been called Orange Critter. She's a good bat with a super dive.
Yeah, I don't know if I would really put her in the same realm as Critters,
No,
but
no, her bat's not that good. But it's solid. I guess to make up for that, she's got slightly better pitching than your average Critter. Although, we're going to put that to the test because Blue Critter's actually coming into pitch.
yeah, Critters can definitely be serviceable pitchers in a jam, in a pinch.
He's got some heat. We've seen it before, and with this team sitting on a pretty full tank of stars, he might choose to use them. It's on.
Like it's on like Red Shy Guy.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't say Donkey Kong. He has decidedly not been on. Red Shy Guy had his moment earlier, but not much out of him since. Still, I think any player on your team, if you said, hey, I'm gonna hit one grand slam and then nothing every other at bat, you would still take that guy.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of potential grand slam hitters, Blue Critter does not have the men on base, but he does have the distance. Not if he strikes out. At least he swung this time, but that's Wiggler's third on the day.
Yeah, Wiggler loves to fool these CPU pitchers.
He's got to
Or
be
CPU hitters.
He's got to be a league leader. Now that's interesting. The buddy jump from Red Shy Guy, a little too late. That gets off the back wall behind him. 17 weeks deep and we're still seeing new things. Good on Yellow Yoshi for getting back to second there. I don't know that Green Paratroopa is going to be the one who makes the most of it by getting him across. No.
And no, unfortunately, that is the game. So, fortunately, if you're a Bose fan, Zach keeps his playoff chances alive. You know, he does not control his own destiny. He's going to be relying on a little bit of luck. As he will be facing the rookies next week, who I don't think he can knock out of the playoffs single-handedly. I might be wrong about that.
I don't know off the top of my head, but hey, we'll look at it when we are done.
Maybe he can knock... Oh, you can? Okay. So Zach does control his own destiny, actually.
Well, two teams that don't, really, at this point. Game 4 tonight, Monsters at Monarchs at 6 and 9 and 4 and 10 respectively. There is nothing left for either of these. The Monsters have the bye next week, so this should be the last we see of them this season. But
right, the tie.
Ah, yes, the Bows half game just might come into play later. But hey, just because they are not going to make playoffs does not mean that either of these two are teams not worth watching. We've seen some very impressive games out of both the Monsters and the Monarchs this season, and we're going to be doing it at the Ice Garden at night, which I've said before is a beautiful stadium. I love to see it. Going there will be the Monsters. Center fielder Green Koopa, left fielder East Zach that is. Second baseman Green Drybones, third baseman Bowser, Right fielder Red Paratroopa, a starred Boo, your starting pitcher, shortstop Green Madge, first baseman Drybones, and catcher Blue Noki. It's a pretty well settled lineup. It better be this late in the season, and they can really turn on the heat when they want to. We'll see what they can do at the Ice Garden.
Yeah, and calling the Ice Garden their home stadium, we have a Peach Monarchs team that is comprised of Blue Drybones leading off over at third, Funky Kong at second base, Gray Shy Guy catching, or Green Shy Guy?
Gray.
Gray. Okay, I was right the first time. Should have
Green
known
is
myself.
G, gray is GR.
Yeah, Gray Shy Guy catching, Toadette receiving the star over in right field, Peach over at first base, Toadsworth taking the mound, Blue Pianta at shortstop, Pink Yoshi in left field, and Zach in center field. Yeah. Autumn asking, can this game shake up the race to second Zach? No.
No, actually, it cannot. And unfortunately, it can't shake up the race to first Zach either. I guess CK is in fact the superior spelling.
uh, well, no. CK is the best and the worst spelling. So,
I guess I'll let those three figure that out. But for now, we've got two of them looking to figure out who's the better baseball team.
yeah, absolutely. I guess what could they end up in a situation in which these two, if West Zach wins their last game of the season and the Monsters lose their last game of the season,
This is the
and West
Monsters'
Zach
last
wins
game of the
tonight,
season.
I guess they'd be tied.
This is the Monsters' last game of the season. They can go to 6-10, and that would bring the Monarchs to 5-10 with a chance to win next week. So yes, they could tie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Monsters and the Monarchs are looking to do a little better than tie. Toadsworth as a starter is kind of an interesting position to be in. You know, I feel like if there was more realism to this game, which I know, laughable, he might be better as a reliever just to kind of mix up the batter's timings. Here, I don't know how long we'll be seeing him.
Yeah, in Superstars, he's actually not a bad reliever. He's not a terrible pitcher.
I mean, stat-wise, he's not bad in this game either, but we'll see how he performs against Bowser. Pretty well, actually. Although that largely is Blue Drybone's absolute heroics on third, stopping that line drive. Now, according to the CPU, nobody pitches quite like this guy. Starred Boo on the mound here. No blackout shot. Just a long flyout. Not long for this stadium, but wouldn't have been too bad in some of our shallower parks. Funky Kong trying so hard for these home runs.
Yeah, you know, Funky Kong, one of those players that it feels like has really underperformed this season.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great double to have, but I think he's only got 2 homers on the year. Maybe 3. And sure, you can blame some of that on a lack of chemistry, him being outside of a Kong's team. I don't know if he was in Tropical Freeze, but if he wasn't, he might not be super used to this kind of environment.
Yeah, his stadium definitely works against him in terms of hitting dingers. Doesn't work against him in terms of hitting doubles, though. That's for sure.
And as Gray Shy Guy hits a single, it's runners on the corners with only 1 out for a starred Toadette. But we get a classic 6-3 double play. And that's 6-2-TO TWO3, not 6 TWO3. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, a 6-3 double play.
That shortstop is an important position on both teams, as Blue Pianta makes a good jump there.
Yeah, turns out it's good to have a quality defensive shortstop. Who knew?
Apparently, some discussion. Funky Kong may, in fact, be in Tropical Freeze. Still, can't say this is an environment he's used to much. Green Magikoopa, as I've mentioned previously, kind of struggles in the Magikoopa department. He is one of only 2 of them to have a home run on the season, so he can hold that, but batting average-wise, not the best. Not the worst as far as players in this league go collectively.
Yeah. Dry Bones there gets the ball out of his glove before the POW block. Puts him out of commission. It's an easy out at first.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it. We've said many a time. I do think Paratroopa moving to right is a good move, and Koopa in center for the Monsters. But that leaves a bit of a struggle at second base. You're really not sure who to put there. I don't think Greenbones has been great. I also don't know who else you can pick.
Yeah.
Boo has played second, has done not much better. Bowser has played second and done okay, but really, when you put him on the mound, you're right back in that problem again. And as I talk about it, Greenbones just misses that dive. And so, Pink Yoshi is going to hit a double that marks the first score of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I like having Bowser on second on account of he's a big body, so he's going to field more balls that way, but if it makes it through one of the gaps, then you're in a rough spot.
No. Well, they hold there.
Mash did not go for the double play. It felt very makeable there. Felt like even if Pink Yoshi made it back to base, you still would have had time to throw over to first.
Well, hey, Boo manages a strikeout here. He's much better at him in PvP, but don't count him out all the way. It's only a one-run game, but this is a tough stadium to score in. Also, I just got a message from East Zach, owner of the Monsters. I mentioned to him that his game was on, and he said he had to leave for an appointment, so it's my fault if he loses. Not my favorite responsibility.
Certainly still anyone's game at this point, and Bones is looking to change the tides here as he hits a long double, bringing Blue Noki up to the plate. Double play certainly not out of the question, but being Bones making it to second base makes it a bit less likely, and Funky Kong just not able to get to that ball in time.
That means it's runners on the corners for Koopa. Nobody out. Not only is that not a double play, it's not an out at all. Bones doesn't run on that, though, which means the bases are loaded for owner Zach, with Green Bones waiting. And as Blue Pianta misses that, we're all tied up, and the Monsters look like they're in a good position to keep things moving. Cowboy Zach wants to know...
I have to question the efficacy of that pitch, the real slow changeup.
Toadsworth is questioning a lot of things, including whether or not he should still be on the mound. Came to a conclusion, the answer is no. Also, I don't know what the hitbox is on those star spots. Vibes, I think. If the game feels like a blackout shot would be sufficiently dramatic, then you get one. Alright, West Stack is a little occupied at the moment. We may get them in time for the next substitution. But for right now, I am going to try and keep things short and sweet and simple. Peach is the captain. She has pitched before, so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, certainly the Mario Baseball devs at least would like her to be, graded as a pitcher.
Greenbones normally would like to be graded as a hitter. Unfortunately, we get a rare double play there from, what's that, 8 to 4? Yeah.
Center fielder to second baseman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I guess technically it was 8-6, because I think Blue Pianta was the one who came up to the bag on that. But...
Well, yes, then it would be 8-6. The Hachiroku.
This is not going to be much of anything but a very deep fly out. Any other stadium, even his own home stadium, that would have been a home run. But with the bases loaded and no outs, the Monsters can't turn any runs. So it is tied at 1. Speaking of the Monsters, we need a change from them, and knowing that Zach is busy, I am going to, once again, just put in the captain, do what the CPU would do. It'll keep us moving at a good clip here.
And Funky Kong keeps us moving at a good clip as he hits the ball right to the second baseman, easy out at first.
Yeah, Funky Kong was drafted somewhere in the middle, I think. He might have been round 3. May struggle to justify that next season. Gray Shy Guy, not going to struggle to justify much with a triple like that, though. Although we won't be seeing him in his current form next season.
Yeah, it's funny. At the time, Funky Kong kind of felt like he might be a bit of a steal getting drafted that late, but it really has not worked out.
No, and unfortunately, things have not worked out for the Monsters either. The buddy throw to third, not in time. Good effort. But it's a bad day to be Green Koopa in center field, as the Glacier stops one and the Boo Ball stops another. All of a sudden, you're finding yourself down and at risk of being down further. Greenbone's doing the Monsters no favors. That's an RBI single from Peach. Yeah, like I said, I don't know who you put there, but there's gotta be someone. Green Koopa yet again.
Yeah, it's interesting in this game. So Ice Gardens are one of those stadiums that I think having a quality middle infield is actually the most important thing. I think if you had to choose between having a buddy jump and having the best middle infield you can put out on most stadiums, it is the buddy jump. But Ice Gardens is one of those rare few that it's just way more important, You're not going to see dingers here, so you really just want to make sure that as few balls are leaving the infield as possible, because disastrous things happen.
Yeah, I mean, we've never seen a buddy jump occur at this stadium. We have seen balls get over the wall via ground rule double, but never have we seen a full-on home run here. I was wrong about my earlier statement as well. We had seen one at the Mansion before, also from Brown Critter, funny enough. But yeah,
Interesting.
this and that are
Curious.
tough stadiums to hit him in. But you don't need home runs when you can just keep the lineup moving. We were tied at 1-1 just a minute ago, and all of a sudden the Monarchs are up by 4.
Yeah, really. Just keep swimming. Blue Bones at the plate, definitely capable of driving home Blue Pianta. The ice will not be enough to keep East Zach from fielding that ball, though.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got a heck of a task ahead of him now. Ice Garden's definitely one of those stadiums where you keep the lineup moving, you hit balls to the outfield. You can reduce this deficit fairly quickly.
yeah, I mean, as I said earlier tonight, the Monsters are currently tied for record of most runs scored in a single inning at 11. But, you know, this environment a little less friendly to that. Still, we have seen big innings from all sorts of teams here. Monarchs, Wilds have both put up 5 spots here. I'm sure the Bows have had some big innings here. With 2 quick outs, though, I'm not sure that the top of the 4th is going to be that for the Monsters. Afraid not. That one from Green Magikoopa is caught by left fielder Pink Yoshi. And once again, Funky Kong really trying for it. Green Koopa's dancing a little bit, but he is in fact under that ball. We have yet to see anybody just straight up miss it from the ice. Not counting another.
The dive there from Green Bones, not enough.
It rarely seems to be. I know I'm a little mean. I know I like to give some players a lot of crap, but Green Bones is in my crosshairs tonight. I just keep watching him miss those dives. Thankfully, he's going to do something here. Not fooled by
Yeah,
the
you
blue ball.
you just hope that he's able to put up enough offense to offset that fact.
Traditionally, that is kind of the Dry Bones role, right? They're not very good fielders, but their batting is usually enough to make up for it. Funnily enough, the Toads, I think, were intended to occupy a similar position. Toads actually have pretty low fielding stats, but I don't feel that they've struggled in the same way. And yes, playoff games are going to be 7 innings. It's just that we'll be playing more than one. Semis will be best of 3. Finals will be best of 5. So 2 weeks from now, we'll have one that's a little longer than usual, and 3 weeks from now, we'll have one that's a little shorter than usual. Although I may see if I can't think up some festivities to get us to a full stream length.
We'll have to make some promo hype reels.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm very happy for those of us who have been doing so, because... Oh my god, I can't believe that was safe. That foul ball looked like it was
Did not look safe.
That foul ball was looking to sabotage regular old Dry Bones going for third, but he manages. Bases loaded for Green Bones with Bowser on deck, 1 out. The Monsters are currently experiencing the best chance they've ever had to do something. Pow ball, use the pow ball. Too late. It's still a sack
will
run.
Allow Bones to tag up, and Green Koopa did not tag up, had to run back, decided to run anyway, got the close play out of it, which always favors the runner.
At least in season 1.
An interesting situation.
Yeah, I did find a code to swap some close play logic, so expect that to go a little differently next time. For now, though,
Bowser is exactly who you want to see up at the plate if you are looking to tie this game up. And it's not going to be enough to leave the park by any means, but it should score 2. And with that green shell, Bowser's on third. Is he going to go for home? No. And that is the responsible choice. Pianta, I suspect, could have made it home in time. Bowser is quite slow around the base paths.
yeah, well, and you want to be careful, right? Because the Pianta's special ability is the laser beam, a throw that zips to home. Catchers in this league are terrible, so he might have been fine to run back to third, but you don't want to risk it. Not on 2 outs. A base hit from Red Paratroopa, which is what we get, ties this up. And all of a sudden, nothing is decided. Peach gonna use a star pitch for Boo here, and it does. I don't know that the star pitch changed that trajectory much, but we'll pretend it helped.
Madge, unfortunately, not as tall as PD Piranha, not able to quite reach up for that ball. Hit, pretty nicely located in a choice spot for Peach, who is looking to regain the lead after a pretty rough inning for the Monarchs defensively.
Yeah, now, if you want to do me a favor, I am going to actually step away for just a second. Got something I got to take care of real speedy like. But if you wouldn't mind taking a look at the stat sheet, if you've got it, and just kind of seeing what monsters have pitched. I believe Green Magic Koopa is probably the play here, but if anybody else has more mound experience, I'll throw them on instead, because I know he's stayed at short for a long time. I also may want you to look at that in case we need to go to a fourth. So I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, I'm here. The vet said Meatball should lose weight, but I have a hard time denying him his midnight snack.
I'm not sure if I'm looking at the right one. Is it the one that's linked in the stats channel? Because this still looks like the Sluggers fan club statistics.
Check the sheets at the bottom. The, Season 1 stat might be,
Season 1 stat?
There should be a sheet
if I go to...
that says S1 pitching.
Yeah, I only see our 2 teams on here.
You can select and filter teams. I think that's all that is there's a filter on the teams column.
Oh.
Because
Gotcha.
when I still had the time to make stats, it was easier to filter by just the teams that I was looking at any given time.
Alright, so we are looking for monsters.
Yeah, the monsters pitching. Like I said, I'm pretty confident that Green Magic Koopa's got the most experience of anybody currently here,
Yeah,
but we may
Green
need to
Match,
go deeper.
Green Match has the most games of anyone not named Bowser or Boo.
Okay. Then that's what we're going to do. Bowser's going to play short.
After that, it is Para.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we'll see him next because that would ruin chemistry, so let's just hope Green Madge finishes this out. I have said before he has not had much of a chance to redeem himself after a rough start. So maybe this will be his opportunity in the Monsters' last game of the regular season. If he can shut things down from here on out, he'll be happy. Certainly doing his part. At least gets him through that inning scoreless. And he'll be the first one to bat, followed by Drybones and Blue Noki in the top of the 6th. Speaking of pitching substitutions. Alright, with the Monarchs, it's a little tougher. I pulled this sheet up myself. Naturally, we are a little behind because, well, I'm a busy guy. I got a lot going on. But I believe that Toadsworth, Peach, Westsack, and Toadette are the players who currently have the most. It seems like putting in either of them would not ruin chemistry. Although, I haven't been keeping track. If I'm not mistaken, Grey Guy has also pitched in this position. Grey Guy pitched in the Wilds Monarchs game, briefly. Blue Pianta has also pitched. The trouble with Westsack is that they're so very generous with their pitching. The only player on this entire team that doesn't have any mound experience is Funky Kong. So, what I'm thinking is...
Funky Kong really never pitched?
Funky Kong has not pitched. Every other Monarch has. I have half a mind to put him in just for that, but instead what I'm going to do is take Toadette, who has the most experience of anybody left. Peach still has chemistry and right, so we'll go with that.
Sounds like a plan.
Neither of these owners here, I'm kind of a little nervous about the responsibilities that come with playing God. Autumn Knight's center fielder really wants to see Shy Guy. Maybe next. If we have to go to another, maybe we'll see Shy Guy. For now, though, Toadette has done okay in the past. She is not the Monarch's best pitcher, but your third string usually isn't. And if they are, what are you doing? Unfortunately, Funky Kong misses that, and Peach has to take her time running to that in right. Blue Noki doesn't feel like trying to capitalize on it, stays on first.
That's one of those situations where if you could see into the future, then you could have rounded first and gone to second, but at no individual point in that play did it make sense to go to second.
No, and the bomb comes out too late to be of any use. Monsters again go scoreless in the top of the 6th. They will have Bowser batting in the 7th, which might be their best chance to move the needle. But first, they've got to hold things where they are. Pink Yoshi, Westsack, Blue Drybones coming up to bat.
Yeah, it was interesting there. Para throwing it to the cutoff man of Green Drybones. Unfortunately, Green Drybones was still powed. No harm, no foul, though. Green Para just picks it up.
Now, Mies are not the least likely double play hitters here. And I've been giving him shit all night, but Green Drybones finally does something in a very big moment for this team. That clears the base pads and has 2 outs recorded. Blue Drybones now going for his own. I mean, Blue Bones is one of the players I think could hit a home run in this stadium, unlikely as it is. Instead, he's going to go with his bread and butter contact single. I think that's really the better move.
would be a great time for Funky Kong to show that he is capable of hitting a home run at his home ballpark. Unfortunately, I don't know if he literally is. But he's sure gonna try. It's just gonna come up a little bit short. Should just be caught there
Nope.
by Red Para, who bobbles it. Suddenly, that's a run scoring double.
With absolutely nothing to get in his way. Red Paratroopa just. I don't know. I don't know.
That is the E9 to end all E9s.
Might be the E9 to end Green Magikoopa's time on the mound, too. He is deeply frustrated with that one. He was hoping to be the hero of this game, and here he's got his defense who can't hold behind him. And as Gray Shy Guy hits a single that looks like it's going with an extra base, nope. Alright. The Monsters successfully hold this to 1 as some aggressive base running from Funky Kong, trying to get close enough to trigger the close play animation. Doesn't quite happen.
Monsters have their work cut out for them here, though, to try and make it to the bottom of the 7th. Meanwhile, the Peach Monarchs, in a safe situation, if they can make it through 3 outs, they'll keep their chances alive of tying the race for second best Zach.
Yeah, now East Zach does not get on base, but he's not the one you're worried about here. It's Green Bones and Bowser that you want to make sure you get past. And hey, Monsters aren't the only team that can make errors.
In kind. I don't know. If I were the scorekeeper, I wouldn't necessarily call that an error. That was a little too hot off of the glove.
Yeah, I mean,
think you can maybe comfortably call that a single.
I'm not a professional. If I see it get in their glove and then out, and if I hear them make the noise, yeah. Unfortunately, not technically an error, but certainly a missed opportunity is a deep flyout from Bowser that just doesn't produce anything. That might have been the death knell for the Monsters here.
And unfortunately, it looks like you are right, as Red Pair is just going to line over to that Ao Oni, ending the game. Crazy late inning comeback there from the Peach Monarchs allows them to take it here at home.
Yeah, I would have liked to see it go to extras, but Red Paratroopa wants to go home.
And I understand that. Red Pair said, "Hey, we're running a little late anyway.
I guess
let's put this away."
I guess it will improve the Monsters' draft position next year. Now, before we get out of here,
wait, what?
What?
It'll improve the Monsters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are maybe some accusations to be made about some tanking, but
we'll see.
I don't think anybody is capable of catching up to the Peach Monarchs for that last spot, though.
No, like I said, they can tie it, but they can also win next week and bring themselves into into that tied position we've been talking about. The Monarchs are actually the first team playing next week. In Game 1, they will be going to Daisy Cruiser to see how the Flowers season finishes out. Game 2, the Cowboys act bows at the August Rookies. As we talked about, this is a big one. The last opportunity for the Bows to hit playoffs, and they are against a tough team. My Knights are going to play the Wilds. I kind of got to admit, it would be pretty hilarious for the only other loss this whole season to come from the Wilds, but I don't plan on...
BM.
I don't just plan on letting them have it. And that means Game 4, the Iris Fireballs going to Wario City for the Nate Muscles. This game was a massacre in the first half, and Nate needs it not to be this time around.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice how it shook out. We can obviously, it's up to you, but it would be kind of interesting to shuffle around the order of the games last week. We have two games with absolutely no impact on the playoffs, and two games with huge playoff implications.
Yeah, I generally don't mind shuffling things around. I have before actually because the rookies the rookies have never had a home game four because their stadium doesn't have a nighttime version, and I like the last game of the night being a nighttime game. So yeah, I'm no stranger
Hmm.
to shuffling things around here and there. We may see the Cruiser game one, the Jungle game two, the Playroom three, and Wario City four. But whatever it'll be, those are the teams playing, so you had better be here for Week 18, the last week of regulation here at No Slugger Left Behind.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to think that we are almost finished with the regular season of Mario Baseball. Uh, I can't wait to finish out the regular season. I can't wait to see what happens in those two games that do have the huge playoff implication. But for now, that's gonna do it from us here at No Slugger Left Behind. We stream Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to be notified when we go live, be sure to follow the channel. We have a Discord that you can join if you want to hang out in VC during games, talk in our text channels about your favorite teams. And with everything else out of the way, we'll see you next time.
Always happy to have you.